Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. We're talking about 5 wide receivers, 5 that I absolutely love for fantasy football 2020 that are not your first or second round guys. Other guys I love that you can get a little bit later. I'm talking rounds 3 to round 7 that I absolutely love. So you're definitely going to want to listen to this episode. A ton of value here. And this solidifies my theory that you can go robust RB and still get solid wide receivers. So 5 wide receivers I absolutely love for fantasy football 2020 that you can get for a pretty decent value. Let's get to the show. All right, guys, welcome to the show. 5 wide receivers I absolutely love for fantasy football 2020, and you don't have to invest a first or second round pick for. Before you get into this show, guys, make sure you guys click on the link below, guys. Click on the link below and get the 16-round draft solution. I've also pinned it in the top comment. If you're listening in the car, head on over to thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Get the first ever and only video training, guys. I'm going to help you guys crush your leagues, breakout sleepers, everything you need, guys, to optimize your roster for fantasy football 2020. I'm telling you guys, you're going to love 16-round draft solution. It's an unfair advantage over the competition. The first ever video training, breakouts, sleepers, everything you need, 16 rounds, get it, link below. All right, so let's talk about these 5 wide receivers here that I absolutely love. Now, I always preach this, and I talk about this in my 16-round course. I talk about going robust RB because, let me tell you this, if you do not go robust RB, you're looking at scraps. You're looking at major question marks. And I'm telling you, I talked about it in my running back video. There's a ton of guys that could break out. Joshua Kelly, Zach Moss, Benjamin. You're like, who are these guys, Joe? I haven't even heard of them. That's why you're listening to the Counselor Podcast, because you're getting a competitive advantage here. I'm too excited. I can't contain the excitement. So when you're looking at these guys, these robust RBs early on, you're going to be secure once you got them. The Jacobs of the world, the Leonard Fournettes, David Johnsons, all these guys that are in to get a solid workload, okay? You secure those guys, and then you can now get some wide receivers. And here's the good news. There's a ton of depth at quarterback and tight end and wide receiver fantasy football 2020. A ton of depth at wide receiver. Let me go over this with you. Now, I just did a mock draft video. Go back, check that. It's a couple videos back for the mock draft. And I did the robust RB strategy via mock draft on Yahoo. And again, if you don't get those 4 RBs, you're going to look at Deante Johnsons, Darrell Hendersons of the world, Philip Lindsay's of the world, guys that are going to be in committees. You don't want that. You want those secure guys. And the cool thing is, here's the cool thing. You can go robust RB, and there's a ton of wide receiver ones still available. Yeah, it's not going to be Julio Jones or Michael Thomas, but who cares? I mean, last year, Shark outdid Devontae Adams and Odell Beckham. So you never know, right? You got to go for those guys that could really boom and get a lot of them. And I'm telling you guys, stash your bets with these. I talk about the 16 rounds. I'm going to have your roster laid out. It's going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen for fantasy football. I mean, get 16 rounds. I'm telling you, I'm handing you a win, a championship on a silver platter. And I priced it so everybody can get it. It's too much to explain in a single video. That's why I put it into a course. You're going to love it. It's amazing, okay? And I update the notes in that up till the season starts. All right, so the 5 wide receivers I love. Let's start with the first guy is T.Y. Hilton. Why do I love him? Well, listen, this guy was a top 10 finisher several years back, and I know he's fallen off a little bit, and I'm going to give you a little bit of fantasy football draft strategy here. If you do go Hilton, you can back him up later and pay nothing for it with Michael Pittman. Now you're guaranteed a wide receiver 1, but as of right now, T.Y. Hilton is a wide receiver 1, and he's got Phillip Rivers throwing to him. Now, if you look at Phillip Rivers, he launches the ball a lot, and he's made guys that were not that great pretty good wide receivers. I never thought Keenan Allen was good, but Rivers made him good because Keenan Allen got a ton of targets, and that's the bottom line. When people get targets, they do well, okay? If you throw 5,000 targets to me in a season, I'm going to catch 150 balls. That's just the fact of the matter. You get volume, it's numbers, right? It's a numbers game. So when you look at T.Y., he is set, predicated he's healthy, he's set to have an amazing season. I assure you guys, I think he's great value coming off anywhere in and around 4 to round 6. I've seen him slip sometimes to 6. Typically, I think around 4 to 5 to 6 is where he falls off. Again, this varies. Now, I have a mock draft in front of me. I did here. Where did he come off here? He came off in round 5 in this one. He came off early round 5. So I got a bunch of mock drafts. I do this all day. All I do is mock drafts. So T.Y. Hilton's a guy you can get as your wide receiver 1 after you've gotten 4 RBs. And if you don't get these 4 RBs, you're looking at Phillip Lindsay's of the world. You don't want that. You don't want guys at the committee, okay? So be cautious, load up on those RBs. I've been emphasizing. Now the mainstream's catching on to the council. They're saying, yeah, this RB strategy is not that good. But before, years ago, I was ridiculed for telling people they're idiots for going wide receiver. You don't need to. You can get these guys later, and that's where the trend is going. These running back committees keep flourishing. You want to get a running back that doesn't have a committee, okay? So T.Y. Hilton's the first guy I love. The second guy I love is Stephon Diggs. Now, with Diggs, I can consider him a wide receiver too. Where did he go in this mock draft? He went in around the 5th round. So Diggs is going in around the 5th round, sometimes 6th. Actually, sorry, this one he went 4th. In my other one, he went 5th. So Diggs is coming off early. You can go Diggs and Hilton back-to-back if you can get him around 5, 6. If you go robust with 3 running backs, you can get both. Now, Diggs is a little volatile in the sense that he's on a new team. Allen doesn't throw as much as Rivers, but the ceiling is there. And another thing I'm concerned about Allen is he runs a lot. And the other concern is that he's got that rapport with Beasley and John Brown. So there's a ton of rapport with those guys. So my question is Diggs going to get that volume? And I think yes, but there is a little bit of uncertainty. So make sure you package him with other wide receivers, and then you're going to hand pick the wide receivers you want to slot in as your starters. But I like Diggs. I think he's good value. I think he's got a high ceiling. The next guy I love, and he's coming off in and around the 4th round. Absolutely love this guy, is A.J. Brown. The ceiling is there. Tannehill signed on, got paid pretty significantly. They've got a good O-line. The defense is focusing on Derrick Henry, who I absolutely love anyway. And A.J. Brown emerged middle to end of the season last year. I love him. I think the talent is there. I think he's going to get a ton of work. And again, you're getting a wide receiver 1. This is what I'm emphasizing for you guys. You're getting basically 2-3 wide receiver 1s in like rounds 4, 5, 6. And you're going to get a ton of wide receiver 1s. There's a ton more I can go over here. But I absolutely love A.J. Brown, guys. Ton of value. Make sure you target him. So T.Y. Diggs, A.J. Brown. Now, I've got 3 here I'm debating between. So I'm going to go with the guys I like. I'm going to go with Darius Slayton here. Daniel Jones, improved O-line. Defense is focusing on Saquon. And he led the team in targets last year. I know Shepard was down. I get it. But I think Darius is the young guy there, and he's got that rapport with Daniel Jones. This could be special. So he's another guy I love. And you can get this guy. Where did I draft him here? Man, you could get this guy like round 9. Like, dude, this guy falls. Like, he's going to fall. 8, 9. You're getting a wide receiver 1 potentially. That's crazy, man. Absolutely love him. And it's not top 5, but there's 5 wide receivers I love here. But I have 6 written down. I got to talk about them. There's a ton of wide receivers I love. I shouldn't have limited it to 5, but I'm just going to 16 rounds. Get the 16 rounds. I talk more about it in there. But the guy I love here is Deante Johnson. And this is another guy. And the other guy was Shark, but I'm just going to go with Deante Johnson here. I think Juju's going to play out of the slot. I think Deante Johnson's going to get a lot of work. And I think Deante Johnson could emerge potentially as the wide receiver 1. Now, I want to make a note here. You could go Juju round 2, 3, which I'm not going to do. As you know, we talked about this robust RB. Or you could get yourself Deante Johnson later, right? Round, 6, 7, 8, whatever he goes, whenever you feel. You're going to see it. When you're doing your draft, it's going to have a slew of wide receivers coming down. And you're let's say it's 6th round. And you can see, if Deante Johnson's like 10 picks, his ADPs are going up. If Deante Johnson's down here and, you could get another wide receiver in here that you think is better, then do that. You get Deante later. But if you get Deante and you back him up later, you get a backup. You get Chase Claypool. Now you're almost guaranteed a wide receiver 1, 2. Because it's going to get a ton of volume. When I look at a wide receiver, fantasy football draft strategy here, side note, when I look at a wide receiver, I look at who's throwing the ball. A guy that's going to get a lot of volume, right, is going to throw a lot of volume, and that's Big Ben. Big Ben throws a lot, led the league in passing attempts in 2018, made both Juju and Antonio Brown top 10 wide receivers. Now you can say, oh, well, Joe, Antonio Brown's special, double coverage, Juju got the volume. Yes, very possible, but Big Ben's pretty good. He's going to get the ball to either Deante or Claypool or Juju. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be an exciting season, and Deante Claypool, amazing, amazing value. You're literally paying nothing for these guys. I'm telling you. And if you do go T.Y. Hilton, here's another fantasy football tip. Make sure you get Michael Pittman as well. Later, you're paying nothing for him. Stash him on your bench, right? He could emerge as the wide receiver 1, okay? I'm excited. I'm excited because what I'm excited about for this year is I can go robust RB and I can literally just load up on wide receiver 1s later on. It's crazy. I mean, Robbie Anderson could be a wide receiver 1 later. Terry McLaurin could be a wide receiver 1. There's a ton of wide receiver 1s, and you don't got to pay a first or second round pick. And that's not even mentioning all the rookies that came in you could stash later. The CeeDee Lambs, Denzel Mims of the world. Now, CeeDee Lamb's part of a 3-headed monster at wide receiver. Not really exciting, but there's a ton of upside. Not ideal. Justin Jefferson, great value as well. Again, this is just one episode. I can't talk about everything in one episode. So that's why you got to subscribe here, okay? A ton of content for you. But 5 wide receivers I love right here for Fantasy Football 2020. Diggs, Hilton, Shark Slayton, Deante, and A.J. Brown. No particular order. Just love them. I think they're just great value. Make sure you guys target them in your roster. And, of course, I love Julio. I love Michael Thomas. I love Devontae Adams. I love them, but I'm not going to pay a precious first-round pick on them. Just not going to do it when I can get these guys later on. Okay, guys? All right, I'm out. Make sure you guys smash thumbs up, subscribe, and of course, make sure you guys get the 16-round draft solution. I'll help you guys crush Fantasy Football 2019. I appreciate you guys being here, and I am out. Subscribe.